That's the end of the demo. Now we're at the part that's, it's like my painting over there, which I did at a paint night thing. So, what? You're supposed to be able to click on this and it's like, it's locked. Oh well. There's a camera hidden in the bushes, by the way. That's, not important at the moment, but it will be. Now we come to the second part of the game, which is a fan favorite. Because it starts a little creepy. Let's let the atmosphere speak for itself. Hey, Potato Dude, what's up? Sorry, sorry to spoil the atmosphere there. Human. It has. Good to see you. Don't you know how to greet a new pal? So, super creepy. Fits all the creepy tropes, but then... It's Sans. He makes fart noises. Anyway, this is Sans. We already killed him, but now he's alive again, so that's nice. You're human, right? That's hilarious. Sans is, for some reason, the most popular character in this game. I'm not 100% why, but he is. He's fine. I like him. He's supposed to capture humans. Now, my brother Papyrus, he's a human hunting fanatic. I'm not going to read these lines. You can just read them. So, Sans and Papyrus, they're brothers, they're skeletons. They're probably the most famous characters from this game. Acapella song, that good old Billy Joel. Yeah, I really like this game. This is not a blind playthrough, by the way. This is, I've played this many times. But we're talking about some themes tonight. Anyway, this is Papyrus. He's the best as well. Because he's basically, he sounds like Skeletor, kind of. At least his... And he's, I'm just going to let this speak for itself. Also, his music is great. I love him so much. He's so random. Undertale was not made by the game theory guys. They've made lots of theories about Undertale. But they didn't make the game. That was MatPat, not Toby Fox. Unless you were responding to a different quote. Because there's lag sometimes. Anyway, Sans, you are not helping, you lazy bones. All you do is sit and boondoggle. Some of these lines I have to read because it's just great. I've got a ton of work to done today. A skeleton. Sans, come on, you're smiling. He's always smiling because he's a skeleton. Boo! Yeah, Papyrus also is great because he does not put up with puns. Wow, sounds like you're really working yourself down to the bone. My soul is in pain. Boo! A little more backbone into it. So, Sans and Papyrus, they're great. If he does, you have to sit through more of my hilarious jokes. Oh no! Get out of there! Get out of there now! My brother's been kind of down lately. He's never seen a human before, and seeing you might just make his day. Don't worry, he's not dangerous. Even if he tries to be. So let's talk about the Skeleton Brothers, Sans and Papyrus. Hold on. This is a box. This same box will later appear. Sincerely, a box lover. And this is just like inventory storage. In case I want to stick a spider donut, butterscotch pie in there. It also has a better weapon, the Tough Glove. Weapons aren't super important when you're doing a pacifist route, but they are a little bit because some of them, well, not the Tough Glove, actually. But I'll equip it anyway. There are some that give you stat boosts as well. Hold on. It's Snowdrake. Snowdrake is a teen comedian who fights to keep a captive audience. So, you know, half of Twitch. Better not snowflake out. Hey, jerk, puns are lazy writing. Anyway. If you laugh at his terrible joke, he's like, see? Laughs! Dad was wrong! Even this throwaway character is just like, it's so sad. Oh, and now the narrator's making puns too! Half of Twitch. It's funny because it's true. Okay. See you in a second, Tate. Here's a fishing rod. It has a photo of a weird-looking monster. Call me. Here's my number. You decide not to call. That's half of OkCupid. Anyway, so Sans. Hold on, they're here. We'll talk about them when they're not here. What? Now we're not behind a lamp. What funny japes and boondoggles will we get up to next? With Sans and Papyrus! Boondoggles! A human! That's the thing. Sans thinks he's funny, but Papyrus actually is pretty funny. Actually, I think it's a rock. That's a terrible joke. Hey, what's in front of the rock? Doesn't even know. Nobody even knows what a human is. Except for Sans, apparently. Sans, I finally did it! Anyway, Papyrus is probably the most easy to understand character in the game. All he wants to do is be popular, and join the Royal Guard by catching a human. Because he's already the greatest character in the game, according to himself. So, he's the great Papyrus! I will then capture you! Then! In any case, I just love him so much. And, I'll keep an eye socket out for you. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Hold on. We're getting a phone call. Hey, is your refrigerator running? Is our refrigerator running? Come on, guys. Answer the question. Is our refrigerator running? No. Okay, I'll send someone over to fix it. Thanks for letting me know. Good communication is important. Boy, that Sans. Oh, now we're fighting. This is Ice Cap. He's just a random enemy. He wonders why his name isn't Ice Hat. Because he loves his hat. It's a nice hat. That ice hat. Here comes that new clothes smell. Should we compliment his hat? Steal his hat? I think we can ignore his hat. You managed to tear your eyes away from Ice Cap's hat and he looks annoyed. So he loves his hat so much. Because everyone in this game needs validation. Everyone in this secretly checking if you're looking at his hat. I'm not looking at your hat. It seems defeated. Better a hatter than a hater. Everyone in this game needs someone to like them. Although, if we steal Ice Cap's hat, we can spare him right now, but if instead we steal his hat, then he's just ice. The hat melts, and now he's, So the only thing he had to live for, and you stole it from him, and now he is frozen in despair. Because this game is so colorful and happy. So, it's a fun little kids game. You observed the well-crafted sentry station. Who could have built this, you ponder? I bet it was that very famous royal guardsman. Not yet a very famous royal guardsman. Sorry. I know I said I wouldn't read it, but it's so fun to read Papyrus's lines. Papyrus and Sans, I want to talk about them for just a split second. They are another representation, kind of issues with some mental health issues. Sans is... He's probably suffering from depression the most. And the reason is found in the prologue I gave to this game, which was when we murdered him. Because he's one of the very few characters, along with Flowey, though not to the same extent, that's kind of aware of the meta parts of this game. And he's aware that he's a video game character, and that he's just kind of being toyed with, and so he's just like, at this point, he doesn't even care. He's just like, whatever. But the only thing that really matters to him is the happiness of his brother. And so he looks out for his brother all the time. That's like he's dedicated to that purpose. Which I think is it's a coping mechanism when you have issues and you don't want to be reminded of those issues all the time. You throw yourself into something else that you believe is worthy of time and helping others and that kind of thing in order to just kind of stave off that depression. And that's kind of the Sans Papyrus dynamic. Papyrus is he's a buffoon, but he's a hilarious buffoon. And that's the only thing that Sans really has to live for at this point, because he knows where he is, and he knows why he's here. Might be that we play video games in order to get a Comic Sans. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is Comic Sans is his font as well. I mean, it's super pixelated, and Papyrus is the Papyrus font too, even though it's super pixelated. So that's the joke there, is they speak in the fonts that is their names. Yeah, play video games to get validation or a power trip, and that's very true. And that's very true with Undertale as well, but in a different sense. Because these characters are so friendly and relatable, because they're flawed in ways that I think a lot of us recognize, especially those of us who do struggle with some mental health issues. Recognize ourselves in these characters, but also how they cope with them. And I think that's one reason why Undertale speaks to so many people. Anyway, absolutely no moving. That's what we've been doing. I'm obeying the sign while I'm talking. Anyway. We'll talk more about Sans Papyrus as we go through. This whole snowy section of the game is kind of focused on them. Also dogs. Dogs can only see moving things because they're like T-Rexes. If something was moving, for example, a human, I'll make sure it never moves again! So there are some enemies. All these dogs are instructed to kill humans, or capture them, or whatever. But here's the thing. Remember what I said about that stick being used as an item? Anytime you fight a dog, you could just use the stick to shortcut the whole battle. Have fun, stick appears! Also in battles, and we would have had that tutorial, but we used the stick instead. Attacks that are blue like that, you just don't move through them and they won't hurt you. If you move while they're hitting you, then you are damaged. Anyway, that's the way to shortcut every battle that has a dog in it. You just throw the stick. A stick appeared out of nowhere, then disappears. It was a ghost stick. Did I just return it to the afterlife? Well, that's creepy as heck. Anyway, he's been smoking dog treats. What you want, Sans? A very special attack. Oh, here's the tutorial. It was just after the battle. So thanks a lot, Sans. That was great. Here's an easy way to keep it in mind. Imagine a stop sign. When you see a stop sign, you stop, right? Stop signs are red, so imagine a blue stop sign instead. When fighting, think about blue stop signs. Thanks, Sans. That's real helpful. He's in Smash Brothers for some reason. Anyway, there's ice everywhere. This is the snowman. He wants to see the world, but he cannot move. If you'd be so kind, traveler, please take a piece of me and bring it very far away. So the snowman piece is kind of a fun little Easter egg item. If you look at its item, its info, it heals 45 health, but it also, if you keep it, then you get an Easter egg at the end. Also, I ate it in the Sans fight, if you noticed. Sorry, I'm reading this real quick. I like that. I hadn't considered that. Yeah, the tutorial doesn't want you to play the game. Like a mother who tells you not to play video games. I like that. Like she doesn't want you to play games, so she solves all your puzzles for you and then just wants you to stay home and read and be with her and be good. I like that theme. But then her like letting you move on and realizing that that's harmful is part of her. Hold on. Here's Lesser Dog. It's part of her growth, is what I was going to say. Lesser Dog's funny. You can pet Lesser Dog. In fact, that's all you can do. You can also throw the stick and be done with the battle. But Lesser Dog is pretty hilarious. Wields a stone dogger made of pomegranate. Chara likes puns. I'm sorry. There are a lot of characters in this game that like puns. And if Chara has one major flaw, it's that Chara likes puns. Cox head. Anyway, so Lesser Dog. Oh, see that one's not. That one was. It's supposed to be white, but since this is the remastered mod, Lesser Dog, you'll notice, is black and white. Most of the battle sprites in this game are normally black and white. It's just the remastered mod makes some of them color. But Lesser Dog is white because if you keep petting it, you may notice something weird going on. Hey, Potato Dude, welcome back. So that spear is normally white, but with this remastered mod, it's also blue, so it's a little confusing. So I don't recommend playing with the remastered mod your first time through, because you will probably kind of fail in some battles for that reason. Anyway, it's kind of an Easter egg to keep petting this guy. He's overstimulated. Critical pet. Dog excitement increased. And now he just stops attacking you, and you can spare him at any time. But there's some hilarious messages. I won't pet him all the way, but I'll pet him at least till his head is off the screen. Or, well, actually, let me show you. He shows no sign of stopping. The original playthrough peaceful. Most of them are, because the game kind of leads you in the direction of not really fighting anybody. Like Toriel talks about it. Anyway, the dog is now in the clouds. Plus, like, the tagline of the game is the friendly RPG where nobody has to die. Like, it's kind of sells itself on that. Anyway, Lesser Dog's coming back. But there are some points where it, like, kind of makes sense to fight. And so, I mean, Undertale's a hard game, especially when it first came out, because it was all over the internet and stuff, to kind of avoid spoilers for. There's very few people that didn't know at least that there was a pacifist route that was to strive for. So I would be interested to see somebody play this game who knows nothing about it, including that a pacifist route is even a thing. It's possible I might have a problem. Thanks for the editorializing, Chara. I totally lost my train of thought because I keep petting this dog. I said I wasn't going to keep petting it, but now I'm doing it because it's just so adorable. And because there is one more little Easter egg I want to show with it once this dog gets far enough. This doesn't continue, like, forever. Like, it doesn't, like, come back up and then go back down or anything. It just goes down. So you won't think that we're going to be doing this for, like, the next half hour. There's just one thing I want to show real quick. And so I'd be curious to see what somebody... Because if you kill anybody, then you level up. You get... And then you get a different ending. He's unpettable, but appreciates the attempt. You can pet his neck. Come on, game. Or come on, Chara, I should say. He's whining because it can't see you. Because there's one more thing in this battle that lends itself to the Chara is the narrator theory. Which I'm pushing so hard. And I just want to present all of the evidence that I can. He's whining because he can't see you. Oh, where did you go? Don't worry, we're getting there. He's still going down, even though he can't see that he's going down. Up, here he comes. You can see his ears now. Hello there, says the narration box. Now, why is the narration box saying hello there? Perhaps mankind was not meant to pet this much. Why, it's because if you look, where's this guy's head? Where's this dog's head? Looking straight at the status bar. That's Chara right there. See the name. It continues. So I just wanted to throw one more questioning your choices. How do you know? This dog just likes being pet. You don't know that. I'll stop in a minute. There's just one more message it has. I lost all my... I'm probably losing my viewers now. I just keep petting this dog. It's almost done. I think one more pet. Yep. Lesser dog has gone where no dog has gone before. Anyway, Chara's a Star Trek fan. That's all I wanted to show. Lesser dog, that fight can be over in about 10 seconds. But now, for more wacky hijinks and japes! You're so lazy, you were napping all night! I think that's called sleeping. Excuses! Excuses! Oh! Well, sorry. That came out really weird after drinking. Anyway, he loves puzzles because this game, that's the gameplay, is the tutorial puzzles where they solve them for you. And then this is the invisible electricity maze. Touch the walls of this maze, this orb will administer a hearty zap. Because the amount of fighting you'll probably have is actually rather small, I think. I'm just gonna let this play out. Because this is the fun part about Papyrus, is that, and you're never quite sure if he's actually like putting you on or not. Arguments could be made either way for the fact that, is he an actual like moron, or is he just playing around? Like, it's never made 100% clear. However, next puzzle will not be easy. It's designed by my brother Sam. They'll surely be the confounded. Also, he goes off the screen backwards. See, and Sans is just happy because Papyrus is having a good time. His battle body. Man, is my brother cool? Yeah, Sans loves Papyrus, and I don't blame him because Papyrus is great. Anyway, this is a guy who can't sell ice cream. Maybe because he's selling ice cream in the snow forest. It's the perfect weather for something cold. Even just the random NPC shopkeepers, you make their day just by coming along and saying, you know, I would love to buy some nice cream. It's the frozen treat that warms your heart. Now it's just 15G. We'll buy one. Have a super duper day. Redemption. Anyway, there's a little mini game here that I'm not very good at, because you're supposed to be able to hit this ball into the golf hole down here. Anyway, and then it comes out with a randomly colored flag. This one is green. Your concern and care for ball led you to a delicious victory. You get 1G. There are different colored flags that come out of there. I don't remember what they, what the criteria is for them. But it has to do with some of the themes in this game. Sans is, want some fried snow? Sure. I'm at 50G. How about 5,000? 50,000? What? You don't have the money? That's okay. I don't have any snow. I know he can write good humor because Papyrus is hilarious, but Sans is just bad at it. But you know, he makes terrible puns, and he's got his charm. Smell danger rating. Snow smell, snowman. White rating can become yellow rating. That is gross. Unsuspicious smell. Blue rating. Smells of rolling around. Weird smell. Humans. Green rating. And there's a little joke here because green is red. Because dogs are red-green colorblind. So that's the joke there. It's pretty subtle. So there are 7 colors in this game that have importance. It's, you know, the 7 colors of rainbow: red, green, blue, yellow, or red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, I guess. Although it's indigo is like cyan, and then violet. They each correspond to a different trait. And the red one, which is the color of your soul, is the trait associated with that is determination, which is the only thing that's consistent across all playthroughs, is that you are a determined character by default because you're going to get to the end of the game, because if you quit playing the game, then you're not determined anymore. So, just by playing the game, you're showing determination. Anyway, I hope you're ready for... Sans, what's the puzzle? It won't tear on the ground. Anyway, are you ready for Sans' puzzle? Because Sans is super lazy and his puzzles is word search. Favorite parts about the word search? Kids has an apostrophe in it, which is terrible. And the word Gyasfulabreber is just the top line of the word search. It makes me happy. Thanks, Icy. Whoops. What? Crossword? I can't believe you said that! In my opinion, Junior Jumble is easily the hardest. Alright, so guys, we've got to settle this debate. Human, solve this dispute! So let me know, what's harder, the Junior Jumble or the crossword? While you're thinking, I'm drinking. And I didn't mean that to rhyme, but it did. Papyrus is rubbing off on me. So Potato Dude said crosswords suck, but Progstrom's talking about the Jumble Caper. Uh-oh, we got 1 and 1. Crosswords do suck, but you're right about you screw up the Jumble's Caper, so I'll go with Jumble. Ha! Ha, yes! Humans must be very intelligent! They also find Junior Jumble so dead. We're smart because we find the same things. The cheat is not dead. I cracked wise at the cheat. In my defense, he cracked wise at me first. Anyway, thanks for saying Junior Jumble. Just see, he's even happy with it. As long as Papyrus is happy. He got stumped trying to solve the horoscope. Human, please enjoy the spaghetti. Little do you know, the spaghetti is a trap designed to entice you. You'll be so busy eating it that you won't realize that you aren't progressing. Thoroughly japed again by the great Papyrus. That's how you pronounce that. Anyway, the spaghetti is frozen and it's stuck to the table. One day, the mouse might one day heat up the spaghetti. Warning, dog marriage. I'm just going to shortcut this puzzle real quick. No, I'm not, because here comes Ice Cap and Jerry. Jerry, by the way, is the worst in the game. He sucks. I just want you to check. Everyone knows Jerry. He makes attacks last 2 seconds longer. I'm thinking, guys! So this lasts for forever. Jerry tells everyone it has to go to the bathroom. Jerry, by the way, even when you do the route where you kill everybody, you can just ditch Jerry when it's looking away. Because Jerry sucks. Anyway, now I got to take care of Ice Cap the normal way before Jerry gets back. The other monsters celebrate Jerry's disappearance. Jerry's gone, guys! Woohoo! I'm gonna ignore your hat. I'm not going to steal his hat again this time. You don't have to do that every time. But we do have to solve this battle before Jerry gets back because he sucks. No matter what you think about this game, everybody agrees that Jerry is terrible. Oh no, he's back! Guys, Jerry came back! Ow! Return of Jerry! Oh, we gotta ditch him again. Which is kind of depressing. There's no redemption for Jerry. He's just terrible. I don't know if... There's a switch hidden in the snow, by the way, which is the key to this next puzzle. It shows you that this is a map of the area and you've got to go up there. Anyway, I just did it first. I'm sure the Jerry thing might be a Seinfeld reference. Newman. Hello, Jerry. Anyway, if you're a smell, remember we were talking about that dogs had smell ratings or whatever. Makes me want to eliminate you. So these are dogs. They are kissing dogs because this is a dog marriage. They are adorable dogs. And you can either solve their puzzle, or you can just throw a stick, and the dogs run around with it. They're the number 2 Nuzzle Champs 98. Love. Oops. And every dog loves to play fetch. That's the end of the battle. It's supposed to be the boss. Actually, this isn't the boss. This is like a mini boss. Yeah, the mod's really cool. Like, the battle sprites look really super nice. The ones that have been changed. Thanks, Weird Smell. It sure was fun to stick together. Puns. Everybody makes puns in this game. Anyway, turn every X into an O. This isn't too hard. The O's, by the way, turn into triangles if you go over them twice. What? How did you avoid my trap? Is there any left for... Oh. Did we tell Papyrus that we ate his spaghetti? Or did we tell Papyrus, oh, we left it there? Maybe the mouse will eat it. Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to drink real quick. Every time there's an option, I'm taking a drink. It's like a drinking game, but more to stay hydrated. This game is also about choices. These choices, some of the choices kind of matter, some of them don't matter at all. This one probably doesn't actually matter other than just some dialogue. Anyway. Okay. If Sheldon will be right back, I'll just answer it. I'll tell him the truth. I left it there. Really? Wowie. The flavor of his home-cooked pasta. Anyway. See, now they're at the point where they're not even trying anymore. They're just hanging out, talking about each other. And in Papyrus's eyes, he's the one who takes care of Sans. Which, in a meta sense, is kind of true. How do I say this? You were taking a long time to arrive, so I decided to improve this puzzle by arranging the snow to look more like my face. But the snow froze to the ground. And Papyrus is super nice because he, if you screw up this puzzle, he will, I think 3 times, he will eventually just solve it for you or tell you, there's a cheat, to solve it. It's really not that hard, though. You just do this. Wow, you solved it! You did it all without my help. See, now we're friends with Papyrus. What do you think, Sans? Well, thank you. Which is great, because I love doing absolutely nothing. This is my favorite puzzle of theirs. It's the human! And I'm sorry, Sheldon, that you're not here for this one. I hope you watch this part on the replay, because this part's great. You're gonna love this puzzle! It was made by the great Dr. Alphys. Oh, you're back. Perfect. Because this is the goofiest puzzle of all. See these tiles? So they'll begin to change color. So remember this. Alright, you ready? Each color has a different function. Can't go over red. Cannot walk on. Yellow tiles are electric. They will electrocute you. Green tiles are alarm tiles. If you step on them, you'll have to fight a monster. Orange are orange scented. They will make you smell delicious. Remember that. Blue are water. You swim through if you like, but if you smell like oranges, the piranhas will bite you, so you can't do orange and then blue. Also, if a blue tile is next to a yellow tile, the water is also electrified. Purple tiles are slippery. You'll slide to the next one. But the slippery soap smells like lemons, so which piranhas don't like, so then you do a purple tile and then go into a blue tile. Purple and blue are okay. Finally, pink tiles. They're just free tiles. Alright, did you get all that, everybody? Did you get all of that? I didn't get all that. Okay, I guess I'll repeat myself. So, here we go again. Red tiles are impassable. Yellow tiles are electric and dangerous. Blue tiles make you fight a monster. Green tiles are water tiles. Orange tiles are orange scented. If you step on orange, don't step on green. Brown tiles are... Wait, there are no brown tiles. Yeah. This is a parody of that, basically. When you have him repeat himself, he screws it up the second time. Purple tiles smell like lemons. Why don't the yellow ones smell lemony? Wait, did I mix up green and blue? The blue ones are the water ones. Pink tiles, those ones don't do anything. So, if you do even less, it's pretty hilarious. But I will do yes because this is the funny part. Great, then there's one last thing. This puzzle is entirely random. When I pull the switch, it will make a puzzle that's never been seen before. So it's a parody of Would You Like to Hear That Again? And now we're going to do this random crazy tile puzzle. Not even I will know the solution. Get ready. So you guys remember that? Now we've got to solve this puzzle. There's always a solution, though. entirely random. This is why I love this game. By the way, that machine is broken. Doesn't even do anything. See, this is what drives me crazy about the fandom, because Sans is so liked, and Sans is fine. He's like the only thing that people who don't know Undertale know about Undertale is this guy. But Papyrus is so much better. Also, so this room, the lesser dog, after we pet him so many times, he came here and tried to make a snowman. But if you pet him as many times as we did, boy howdy, he goes a little crazy on the snowman necks. That was the other reason I pet him so much. Just because it's great. Please pet dog. Please. Aware of dog. And what does this cow in the kicking jacket have to say? Oh. And then his sculptures all fell over. He was just so excited. I'm sure there's an allegory in that too. Or it might just be a hilarious joke about a dog. That's the thing with Undertale, is there are so many goofy little jokes that are great on the surface, but they've also got, some of them have deeper meaning, and some of them don't. Or some of them weren't intended to, but that was a fun little sombrero we were wearing there. What's up? Creepy looking eyes, and what? That we'll just hold on. It's gift rot. Gift rot has Christmas tree antlers. Some teens decorated it as a prank. Ho ho ho! Go ahead and laugh. Uh-oh, which one was blue? It was that one. Ah, the scent of fresh pine needles. Talking about smells again. I still haven't figured out what if that's an allegory or just a thing. There are very few things in this game that are just a thing, though. You remove the stripe cane. It says, I used this tiny cane to walk. Anyway, this guy, some teens pranked him and they thought it was hilarious. And if you're nice to him and undecorate him so he's not so Christmassy, a lenticular bookmark of a smug teen winking. Once again, just being nice. Don't be a jerky teen. A stocking filled with chicken nuggets. Anyway, gift rot's problems have been taken away. Sometimes it's just easy enough to... So this room, I can't remember exactly what... There's a certain scenario that will make this door open. I legit don't remember what it is. For a second I was stuck there and I was like, oh, maybe I just solved... There's some puzzle here. I looked it up once to figure out how to get in there, but I do not remember how. And there's nothing really important in there. It's just kind of an Easter egg. And I think you have to come back later. I honestly don't remember, and it's not important. There's like a dog sleeping in there or something. Anyway, this is a Snowpuff. It's a Snowpuff. Sign says woof. Aw. This, however, it's a Snowpuff. In support of my Chara's the narrator theory, the narrator gets kind of snarky about these Snowpuffs. Is it really a Snowpuff? Behold, a Snowpuff! But this one had 30G in it, because of course, you know, the last one of all these, of course, is going to have 30G. But actually, the last one. Now, this is the boss. I'm sorry. That's a cute dog. This is the boss. It's the greater dog. It's got the cutest fight song in the game. And it's a boss that's a little difficult. Unless you just do that. And then it's a sleeping dog. That's all. That's the boss of this area. It's super adorable, and I love it. You would think the boss would be like Papyrus, or Sans, or... Well, we already fought Sans. Oh. Just because we didn't fight Papyrus doesn't mean that we're not going to see him. Because this is our fight one of the most dangerous challenges! Behold, the Gauntlet of Redeem Chara! When I say the word, it will fully activate! The snow puffs were pretty funny. Snow puffs. Cannons will fire, spikes will swing, blades will slice. Each part will swing violently up and down. Only the tiniest chance of victory will remain. I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't read the dialogue, but Papyrus is just so fun. Because I am about to do it. Oh, that's cool. Hold up. What? Hold up. I'm about to activate it now! This looks like this would be a... I mean, there's a dog. Doesn't look very activated. Well, this challenge, it seems maybe too easy to defeat the human with. Yes, we can't use this one. I'm a skeleton with standards. My puzzles are very fair, and my traps are expertly cooked. So this is kind of a hint with the character of Papyrus you may have picked up on. I mean, he's very full of himself, and he's a goofball, and he loves to do japes, but he doesn't actually want to hurt anybody. He's all bluster because he just wants to be popular. He just wants people to like him, and so he thinks the way to get people to like him is to capture this human, and then all the monsters will love him. But he really can't hurt you. But he can't admit that to himself. There's something there. I haven't quite figured it out yet. No class at all! And so he makes up excuses. Away it goes! So we don't even get to run the gauntlet. Phew. I mean, what are you looking at? This was another decisive victory for Papyrus. He's too nice. He's too nice. What do you think, Sans? Oh, if I were you, I'd make sure I understand blue attacks. Remember blue attacks. Think of blue stop signs. Welcome to Snowdin, everybody. Welcome to Snowdin Town, which is not what the sign said. I like Snowdin Town. It's adorable. I am going to put stuff in the... I don't need the knife anymore. I'll put the snowman piece in the box, but you have to remind me to take this one out before we end the game, because there's something that said. We're done with the dogs, at least in this area, so I'm going to put the stick away. I guess we can offload those for now. We'll keep a couple just in case. And also because I'm going to the shop. Anyway, this is the everyone in Snowdin Town rats out the NSA. That's right, Snowdin Town had to move to Moscow. That's where we are now. Anyway, the rabbit here has kind of some exposition, and this is interesting because the shopkeepers especially, they kind of give you the tenor of the characters that aren't the snow in Snowdin Town, right? Moscow, makes sense. They don't know what a human is, and so they don't think you're a human, and so they talk about humans in the third person. And I didn't point it out, but there was an intro to this game, which was that long ago humans and monsters had a war, and monsters lost, and then humans sealed them underground with magic. Was the prologue here. And so there's not a lot of good blood between humans and monsters, but very few of the monsters know what a human looks like. Sans is one that does. Toriel did too. Papyrus obviously doesn't until Sans told him. But nobody else does. So you get some interesting information and maybe some slight racism from some of these people. But they're really nice to you, because you're just another goofy-looking monster. Anyway, what do you do here in Snowdin other than rat out the SPA? I cannot speak. NSA. Bah! Gribbly's has food, and the library's information. If you're tired, you can take a nap at the inn. And if you're bored, you can sit outside and watch those wacky skeletons do their thing. They just showed up one day and asserted themselves. That line is a fertile ground for fanfic, because that's the explanation for why Sans and Papyrus exist. They just showed up and they do what they do now. Anyway, think back to your history class. A long time ago, monsters lived in the ruins back there in the forest. Long story short, we all decided to leave. Whoop, okay. Along the way, some fuzzy folk decided they liked the cold and set up camp in Snowdin. And don't even think about trying to explore the ruins. The door's been locked for ages. So the only people in there could go under the door or are ghosts, like old Napstablook. Which has the added, sorry, I got a drink. The added note of nobody in town knows who Toriel is, because she's still in the ruins and the door's been locked for ages. And so the townspeople don't even know she exists. Keep that in mind, too. I just hit my mic. Sorry about that. Anyway, what do you think, Rabbit? Life's the same as usual, a little claustrophobic, but we all know deep down that freedom is coming, don't we? Another theme of depression here, which is that Snowdin Town is a town where everyone's just trying to live. Since they're underground, it's dark and the walls are close and doesn't feel quite good. But, you know, freedom is coming. As long as we have hope, we can grit our teeth and face the same struggles day after day. That's life, ain't it? Things suck, but, you know. By the way, you can't sell anything to the shopkeepers because they're like, what? Why are you trying to sell something to me? This isn't a pawn shop. That's one of my more favorite, you can't sell anything to the shops, unlike most RPGs, just because people are like, what? If I spent money on old branches and used bandages, I'd be out of business in a jiffy. I love it. Anyway, Tough Glove we already have. Manly Bandana has abs on it. It's the Abba 2000. Pick that up. The bicycle, bicycle. It's several puns. Bicycle, and it's also like one of those popsicles that has two parts. So it's a bicycle. Anyway, it's a good idea to buy a couple of those. That's probably overkill. We won't worry about cinnamon bun for now. A couple of bicycles are good to have, though. So this is the town of people who are living. They're not terribly happy because everything's claustrophobic and cold and life sucks, but they've been here so long and have to deal with it that they make the best of it. That lady over there, something about her disturbs me. This lady walking the pet that looks like her. Isn't my cute Cinnamon? Isn't my little Cinnamon just the cutest? Bonbons are so adorable. Awful teens tormented a local monster by decorating its tree like horns. So we started giving that monster presents to make it feel better. Now it's a tradition to put presents underneath a decorated tree. And that's how Christmas was born, I guess. Some of the presents are addressed from Santa to various locals. Aw, Santa Claus. Anyway. Yo! You're a kid too, right? This is the monster kid. It does not have arms. Is that weird skeleton an adult or a kid? And I think this is another allusion to some of the mental health themes. Because Papyrus, he's clearly not, like, acting very adult. considering his and he's kind of an idiot. And they decide to make a point of that. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you... it's Flowey! Flowey is Santa! That's not true. Flowey is not Santa. Santa does not kill you unless you're talking the Futurama one. So that's another theme to keep in mind. Here's a bear. This town doesn't have a mayor. If there's a problem, a skeleton will tell a fish lady about it. That's politics. It does actually make sense later on. Grillby's is a nice place. All of the dogs that we did not fight are hanging out here. But you know, they're dogs, so they're cute. I wish those skeletons would throw a bone. Because they're dogs. I love how this dog is kind of like a punk dog, too. Tattalise me and Tingler will walk, please. Hardcore. Anyway, Grillby's is like an actual fire. That dog may or may not have just farted. I'm not sure what that sound effect means. And Lesser Dog is playing poker against itself, but it appears to be losing. And they're also worried about gentrification from the capital. Because there are always issues. This is Grillbs. Now this is interesting. Because it didn't pop up as in first person. It popped up in third person. Grillbs says he'd offer you a glass of water, but he doesn't touch the stuff because he's made of fire. That's another point for the narrator theory, in my opinion. Because Chara's backstory is that they spent a lot of time in the underground at some point in the past, and I don't want to say more because there are some spoilers I'm trying to avoid until we get to that point of the story. But because this character you're playing as doesn't speak whatever fire language Grillby's does, the narrator had to translate because they know the language. Just another point for that. Anyway, the dog's part of the Royal Guard, the elite military group led by Undine. First time I played this game, I pronounced that Undine, but it is Undine because later on there is a pun with her name that would not make sense if you said Undine. She's rude, loud, and beats up everybody who gets in her way. No wonder all the kids want to be like her when they grow up. So some great... Anyway, this was the fish that was trying to hit on us earlier. Someone told us that there are plenty of fish on that website. I'm literally going to make out with a fish. This is the world where we live. And this guy is nothing but teeth. It does things like spoil. When you eat it, it passes all the way through your whole body. Gross. Anyway, this rabbit is depressed. I want new drinks and hot guys! Here's a mouse. Everyone's always... Video games, depression, and the internet in general. Yeah. Everyone's always laughing and cracking jokes, trying to forget our modern crises. Dreariness, crowding, lack of sunlight. I would join them, but I'm just not very funny. At least I'm not making puns. The mouse is right. So, and then that's really where it gets... And sometimes this game gets a little overt with its themes, and I like that, because this is ostensibly a game that's geared towards kids. I'll talk to this guy in a second. And so, on occasion, it has to make the themes a little more overt, which is fine. It's got enough charm that it never feels like super sappy, like after-school special type, bang you over the head with a moral, but sometimes it's got to be a little more clear, just so you get the message. And I appreciate that. It helps make the game relatable to a lot of different age groups. But it's still got enough depth to it that it's not, like, obviously super simple, with no meat on its bones other than its text. We all know the underground has problems, but we smile anyway. So, I actually really like this guy. Because he's like, We're depressed, but we smile anyway. Why? We can't do anything, so why be morose about it? And you think, oh, that's a common, you know, that's something, but that's not something you tell people who have depression. Just, well, just smile and it will be fine, you know? Just be happy. La, da, 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 da. That's what people tell people with depression. Smile, smile. Smile, smile. So, but those are kind of the two attitudes. That passage just explained my life. I'm depressed, but I just can't do anything about it, so just smile. Yep. So that's kind of the two attitudes is, well, everyone's smiling, but life still sucks. Or, life sucks, but everyone's smiling. Which is the right tack to take? I think it depends on you. And later on, and I don't remember how to get his dialogue, but eventually he's just like, I can stop smiling now. Let's play Monsters and Humans, says the rock thing. You aren't going to make me be the human again, are you? So, oh, I love the great mustache. The glass half empty or half full depends on the direction the water's going. I like that. And that's, I like that, actually, a lot. And I think that type of theme comes up in this game, too. Anyway, this rock is nostalgic for when he was a smaller rock. Ah, what a beautiful knock. Maybe if I don't answer, I'll hear it again. Ah, my patience rewards me. Over here, you'll see giant blocks of ice being tossed into the river by a giant wolf. You can't interact or do anything about this. It's just something to keep in mind that this is happening. So, keep that in mind. I remember when I get it, Potato Dude, because your last name is Rock. That's fun. Anyway, there's nothing there. That's something to keep in mind for later. Is that dead end. This is the library, if you'll notice the sign. Here's another Luke Skywalker. That look in your eye. You're someone that has difficulty solving junior jumble, aren't you? Curse you, Luke Skywalker! You found my weakness. Anyway, this is the newspaper hippo thing. Literally nothing happens, so we fill it with comics and games. Literally nothing happening, so it's filled with comics and games. Allegory much? When I was younger, my teachers gave me word searches when they ran out of assignments. I thought they were a waste of time, but look at me now! I'm the #1 word search creator in the entire underground. Done a lot with your life. Yep. Welcome to the library. Yes, we know the sign is misspelled. Here's a school report about monster funerals. So here's, library's got some lore in it, so let's go through this. Monster funerals are cool. When they get old and die, they turn into dust. I haven't noted this yet, but if you literacy, if you do end up killing anybody, they turn into dust. That's like the death sprite is them going and poofing away. At funerals, we take that dust and spread it on that person's favorite thing. Then their essence will live on in that thing. I'm at the page minimum yet. I'm kind of sick of writing this. That's important for a couple of reasons, one of which I've already mentioned, which was at the very beginning of that game, that patch of flowers. That was Kara's grave. Now, Kara's not a monster. She was a human. And so it's a little iffy on what exactly that means, but their essence lives on in that thing. And Kara's favorite thing we learned later on is golden flowers. Not flowy, but just those golden flowers. Anyway, while all monsters are mostly made of magic, human beings are mostly made of water. I guess that's true. And so humans are far stronger than monsters. But they'll never know the joys of expressing themselves with magic. They'll never get a bullet-patterned birthday card, which sounds terrible. And And that explains why a lot of these monsters are attacking you while otherwise being kind of harmless. Because monsters express themselves through bullet hell mini games for some reason. Bang! Bullet birthday card. Bang! So that's why, like, when you see little frogs and then they attack you, they're not attacking you. They're just being monsters expressing themselves. They don't know any better, but it hurts you because bullets, magic, something, I don't know. Here I am, writing this book. Person comes in, picks up the book, and you start reading it. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still writing that one. Okay. Because they're made of magic, monsters' bodies are attuned to their soul. If a monster doesn't want to fight, its defenses will weaken. And the crueler the intents of our enemies, the more their attacks will hurt us. And that's how they explain leveling up in this game, by the way. Because you don't actually, like, get stronger. You, as you kill more, you are capable of killing more effectively. As opposed to actually literally getting stronger. It's just your soul, like, dies a little bit. And by soul, I don't mean soul in caps, but I mean, like, your ability to be empathetic and kind and just killing everything. So if you got a power enough soul that strikes to kill, you see what we saw at the beginning of this stream. Monster History Part 4. Fearing the humans no longer, we moved out of our old city. Home. We braved harsh, cold, damp swampland and searing heat. Well, we've already braved harsh, cold, so guess what the rest of the game's gonna be? What other two biomes might we cross? Until we reach what we now call our capital. New Home. Again, our king is really bad at names. Did we read this one? Oh. Love, hope, compassion. This is what people say monster souls are made of. The absolute nature of soul is unknown. After all, humans have proven their souls don't need these things to exist. Ouch! So monsters are literally made of hope and compassion. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Here's a mailbox overflowing with unread junk mail. Which is why, by the way, even though they're called monsters, literally none of them are truly villains. And that's not really a spoiler. Like, even the ones that are antagonists are not truly villains. With the exception of arguably Flowey. But Flowey's a special case. We'll discuss Flowey later. Anyway, this mailbox is labeled Papyrus. It doesn't have anything in it. This is the Skeleton Brothers' house, by the way, but it's locked at the moment. This is a shortcut. I ignored it the first time because it just takes you back here. This is Papyrus's garage, I think. Remember when I said Papyrus wasn't the boss? Well, he wasn't the boss of the area before Snowdin. But the area after Snowdin, and I mean literally the next screen over. You saw a door? Was it one that I checked? I can go back and look. But first, this is happening. Allow me to tell you about some complex feelings. Feelings like the joy of finding another pasta lover, the admiration for another's puzzle-solving skills, the desire to have a cool, smart person think you are cool. Is Papyrus bearing his soul to us? These feelings, they must be what you are feeling right now! Oh, yeah, gotcha. Scott Pilgrim quote. I can hardly imagine what it must be like to feel that way. After all, I am very great. I don't ever wonder what having lots of friends is like. I pity you, lonely human. Hello, Nolan Dean. Good to see you. And thank you for the follow, too. Worry not, you shall be lonely no longer. I, the great Papyrus, will be your... No, this is all wrong. I can't be your friend. See, he just wants to be everyone's friend. But we're human, and we must be captured. The thing fulfills lifelong dream. Prestigious, that's Papyrus! So, Papyrus is wonderful. He blocks the way. But if we check him, he likes to say, "Nyeh." His attacks do that. They slide along. We can flirt with him, though. What? Flirting? Oh, you finally reveal your ultimate feeling. Well, I'm a skeleton with very high standards. Well, what? How are we going to flirt with him? Talk about spaghetti or say that we have 0 redeeming qualities? What do you guys think? While you're thinking, I'll be drinking. Goodness. Excuse me. I'm laughing so hard I'm choking to death. 0 redeeming qualities. This is how we're going to impress him. That's the one I'm going to pick, unless you have an objection in the next 5 seconds. I just don't want to... It is a toss-up. I'm going to say I have 0 redeeming qualities, just for kicks. Oh no! That's humility! It reminds me of myself! You're meeting all my standards! Let's date later after I... So that just unlocked an Easter egg. Which is something that I am not passing up for the world. Anyway, now he's thinking about what to wear for his date. So basically, you can't really do much to him. You can insult him, I guess. How selfless! You want me to feel better about fighting you. I don't deserve such hospitality from you. So no matter what you do to this guy, he twists around, and it's so great. And I'm not gonna fight him because he's too nice. So basically, all we can do is wait through his boss battle by hitting spare a lot and healing ourselves when we need to, which so far has been not. So you want to fight? Then let's see if you can handle my fabled blue attack. Now remember, blue attacks, when we had the blue things come across, we just didn't have to move. So that sounds easy. Yep. Boss battle. But... You're blue now! That's my attack. You're blue now. So what this means, and you saw this a little bit when I did the Sans fight earlier, is when you're blue, you have gravity in the box. It falls to the bottom and you can jump. I wonder what I should wear. So that's, I mean, he's still not hard. Here's the thing. I started off with literally the hardest fight in the game. Just to show that even the boss battles in this game are nearly as hard as the Sans fight was. Because the MTT brand Bishy Cream? What the heck is Bishy Cream? Yeah, the sprites are still really cool. Like, I love the coloring on them. Even got them shaded, and it's really nice. And also, he talks a lot about his special attack, which is something that Sans also talked about. Because it's clear that Sans loves his brother so much. And, so the Sans fight is the Papyrus fight, but taken up to 1,000,000. To show how much Sans just loves his brother. And that's great. Oh, sorry. Not paying attention on that one. Papyrus, head of the Royal Guard! Because, it's all Sans kind of has to live for. Oops. And sometimes, when you feel like life doesn't matter, you find someone who's got such a joie de vivre like Papyrus does, who's dabbing yogurt behind his ear for some reason. And you make the purpose of your life to give their life purpose. It's a coping mechanism. Also, I like this music. It's got a good beat. Also, Papyrus does not have ears. King will trim a hedge in the shape of my smile. And in some ways, this battle's slightly harder just because the slow moving. It's like if you ever play like a baseball mini game in a Mario Party game or something. The slow pitches are almost harder to hit. My brother won't change very much. The slow pitches are almost harder to hit than the fast ones, just because the timing fakes you out a little bit. Anyway, I am going to eat half of a bicycle. So that almost heals me all the full. So there is also an Easter egg in this fight, which I'm not going to show off because I've already gotten this far. If you actually lose to Papyrus, you don't die. Instead, he locks you in his shed because he's not trying to kill you, he's trying to capture you. The thing is, he locks his shed from the outside, or from the inside, so you can just unlock it and leave the shed, and then do this boss fight again. And if you lose it 3 times in a row, then he just lets you go. He's just like, I don't remember exactly what the dialogue is, but, and it's actually funny if you ever watch an Undertale speedrun, because, his brother does change if you kill Papyrus. Yeah, that's the only thing that changes. That's the only thing that gets Sans to change, is by killing his brother. You're absolutely right. Which says a lot. Which is why I started with that whole prologue at the end showing that, because it gives everything else so much more meaning. Dating might be kind of hard when he's a member of the Royal Guard, and I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. And I totally forgot what I was going to say. What? Sorry. Some of his attacks still catch you a little off guard. Oh, I'm sorry. Who cares? Give up. Now, Papyrus' special attack is not nearly as goony as Sans' special attack, when he just didn't do anything. We don't have to sit through something like that again. He's preparing a bone attack. Thank you, Chara. That was real insight. See, some of those are just hard to jump. It's okay. I've still got a unicycle left. You guys want to see the Papyrus special attack? It's not too long now. It's coming up. He's so excited about it. He's trying hard to play it cool. All right, here we go. All right, special attack time. Behold my special attack! What the heck? That's my special attack! Yep, a dog ate a special attack. Sorry, guys. You stupid dog. Stop munching on that bone. By the way, if you ever see the dog like that, the little dog, that's the author avatar. Toby Fox, the guy who made the game. That's kind of his author insert character, is this little dog. Just keep that in mind whenever you see it. And it usually only pops up in troll moments like that. I'm back here with my special attack! Oh, wow. I'll just use a really cool regular attack. Anyway, here's the regular attack. It's not special. It's just regular. Absolutely normal. See? Very boring. Whoa. Whoa! Okay, that was weird. My keyboard stopped registering there for a second. Ah, there goes the dog. Cool dude! Ah, dog on a skateboard. One thing I love about this game is just the subversions are so great. Well, it's clear you can't defeat me. I can see you shaking in your boots. For I, the great Papyrus, select to grant you pity. Anyway, now's our chances to accept his mercy, even though we've been trying to spare him the whole time. No! Tony Bark. What's Tony? What's Toby? What? What's... Oh, instead of Tony Stark. Okay, there it is. I was thinking Toby Fox. I was like, wait, no, that's not right. But he's a dog, but his last name is Fox. But you're doing a Tony Stark joke. Got it. You hoo-hoo, I can't even stop someone as weak as... Hey! Papyrus! That was mean. Oh. Oh, I guess there's Tony Hawk as well. Okay. Because there's the bone on the skateboard. I think, here's the thing. Papyrus being cool is like, his version of cool is like early 90s, like, yeah, sunglasses and skateboarding and drinking Sprite. I don't know. Fresh beats. My friend quantity will remain stagnant. What are we going to say? I know. Should we say, let's be friends, or should we say, what a loser? I will leave this one up to you. They are both great answers. Do we want to call him a loser? Or do we want to be his friend? Friends. Nice. All right, let's be friends, Papyrus. Really? You want to be friends with me? Well then, I guess I can make an allowance for you. Wowie, we haven't even had our first date, and I've already managed to hit the friend zone. Who knew that all I needed to make pals was give people awful puzzles and then fight them? You taught me a lot, human. I hereby grant you permission to pass through. I'll give you directions to the service. Continue forward till you reach the end of the cavern. Thanks. Very helpful. And when you reach the capital, cross the barrier. That's our next plot point. So, the underground's sealed by a barrier. It's a magical barrier. Came up in the intro. No monster can leave it. Anything can enter through it, but nothing can exit. Except someone with a powerful soul. Like you! Because human souls are more powerful than monster souls, is one of the plot points. That's why the king wants to acquire a human. He wants to open the barrier with soul power. Then his monsters can return to the surface. To reach the exit, you will have to pass through the king's castle. The king of all monsters. He is... well... he's a big fuzzy pushover. Everybody loves that guy. I am certain if you just say, excuse me, Mr. Dreamer. Can I please go home? He'll guide you right to the barrier himself. Anyway, that's enough talking. So, now we can, if we want to go on the date with Papyrus, we go back to his house. I want to mention something, though. The king of all monsters, he's a big fuzzy pushover, but he wants a human soul to cross the barrier because they've been trapped underground so long. They just, but one human soul can cross the barrier, but it takes more to actually like destroy the barrier. And the next segment coming up, it's called Waterfall. Has a lot more exposition on that whole thing, because that's really the crux of also not just the plot line of the game, but also the Chara plot line that I've been wanting to talk about, but haven't been able to too much so far, other than point out the narrator moments. Anyway, let's date a skeleton. What do you guys think? He came back to have a date with me. You must be really serious about this. I have to take you someplace really special. A place I like to spend a lot of time. All right. My house! Thanks, Papyrus. So there's, yeah, slightly more Scott Pilgrim there. This is my brother's pet rock. He always forgets to feed it. As usual, I have to take responsibility. I'm not going to read all of his lines in here, though. I will put them up on screen for you to read because a lot of them are pretty funny. Money in the couch. Door to the Inferno up there. I know, if you go up to that door, it's locked. Classic image. Reminds me of what's important in life. A bone. And that's Papyrus's room is this one, so we're not going to go there until the end. That door makes sense in a second. But first, let's check out the kitchen. Aha! Interested in my food museum? Please peruse my culinary art show. It's just spaghetti and an empty bag of chips in the fridge. It was like a quiche, but filled with a sugary non-egg substance. How absurd! So, a pie then? Yeah, empty pie tin. There's kind of a running gag with quiches in this game because apparently once Toby Fox, found a quiche under a bus stop once. Just an abandoned quiche, sitting under a bus stop, looked perfectly good. There was nobody around. It was just like, why is there a quiche sitting under this bench? He had existential moments about who would leave a quiche just sitting under a bench in a bus stop. And so it kind of becomes a slight running gag. I don't think he ate it. I don't think... I don't think he'd be alive if he ate it. His thing was probably not poisoned, but probably not... Yeah, it's not a good idea to eat food you find under a bench. He probably just tossed it or something, or maybe took it home and framed it. I don't know exactly what happened to it, but it forced him to ask existential questions about what kind of circumstances would force a person to abandon a quiche under a bus stop bench. Something to think about. Anyway, here's a giant sink. Press, I increased the height of my sink. Now I can fit more bones under it. Take a look-see. Speaking of Toby Fox. What? Catch that meddling canine! Curses! Spoil again! Sans! Stop plaguing my life with incidental music! Anyway, that's Sans' room. This is the door to the Inferno. I love this game so much. Oh, here's a dirty sock with a series of notes on it. Sans, please pick up your sock! Okay. Don't put it back down. Move it! Okay. You moved it 2 inches. Move it to your room. Okay. And don't bring it back. Okay. It's still here. Did you just say not to bring it back to my room? Ah. It's his favorite game show. Color bars. Stay tuned for a new program, MTT. What? It's usually better than this. This is just a bad episode. Don't judge me. I don't have a lot to say about Papyrus because he speaks for himself. Anyway, let's go. Oh no, we forgot the book. It's a joke book. Inside the joke book is a quantum physics book, which has another joke book in it. It has another quantum physics book, and that's where we stop. All right. That's my room! If you finish looking around, we could go in and do whatever people do in the dates. Yeah, the quantum physics joke. So that sounds kind of dirty, but it's Papyrus. He's mentally like 10. It's not going to be dirty. Although he does have a pirate flag and he sleeps in a race car. Do you sleep in a race car? No, I sleep in a big bed with my wife. That's my bed. If I ever get to the surface, I'd like to drive down a long highway, wind in my hair, sun on my skin. Of course, that's just a dream. So instead, I cruise while I snooze. So, oh, no, we don't want to start the date yet. Take your time. I'll wait for you. Action figures, of course. Great reference for theoretical battle scenarios. How many do I have so many? Let's just say they're from a chubby, smiling man who loves to surprise people. Hey, Alex, for your rating. Hey, a rate of 1 again. That's right, Santa. I thought there would be a joke, but no, you'd think it'd be Santa, but then it was something else. But no, but apparently Santa exists. Isn't that flag neato? Undyne found it at the bay, the Pirate Bay. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would a human flag have a cool skeleton on it? Well, I have a theory. I think humans must have descended from skeletons. Oh, Papyrus. That book's one of my favorites. Advanced Puzzle Construction for Critical Minds. That next book's another one of my favorites. Peekaboo with Fluffy Bunny. The ending always gets me. Of course, check out his computer. The internet! I'm quite popular there. And he is too. I'm just a dozen away from a double-digit follower count. Me too, Papyrus. Me too. Fame has a steep price. A jealous troll has besieged my online persona. Always sending me bad puns in a goofy font. He is not as popular as his brother, for some reason. And I don't know why, because Papyrus is clearly the best. Clearly the best. I don't know why Sans is the popular one. Anyway, he's browsing Facebook, or Facebone, or Bonestagram, or some. There are no skeletons inside my closet, except me sometimes. All right, let's see the skull book. There you go. I like it. Look in the closet. Clothes are hung up neatly inside. Makes sense. All right, are you ready? Are you ready for the best part? Let's date this sucker. If you've seen everything, do you want to start the dates? Let's do it. Dating start. It's a battle. Or is it? Here we are on a date. I've actually never done this before. I have very little to say about this date in terms of commentary. I'm just going to let it play out because there is nothing I can add to this date that isn't better than what it is. But don't worry. You can't spell prepared without several letters for my name. Ah! I snagged an official dating rulebook from the library bee. We're ready to have a great time. So he clearly doesn't even know what a date is. So mentally he's like 10. I don't know, but he's beautiful. Let's see. Step 1, press the C key on your keyboard for dating HUD. Okay. Saturday nighttime. I love we've got the dog radar, the fishing reel, and then 2 graphs from SimCity. I feel so informed. Also, it is Saturday at night, so the thing is accurate. I think we're ready for step 2. Step 2, ask them on a date. Human, I, the great Papyrus, will go on a date with you. Yes or no? I'm great, Alex, man. How are you? I'm playing Undertale, and I love it. Are we going to say yes or no? I'm going to let chat every time there's an option. It is why we're here. Let's do it. Really? Wowie! I guess that means it's time for part 3. Step 3. Put on nice clothes to show you care. Wait a second. Wear clothing? That bandage hanging off of you. Oh, that's right. I never equipped the bandana. Oops, I should probably do that. Congratulations. That's really cool, Alex, man. Not quite there. I have like 20 followers or something, but you know, maybe someday. You're wearing clothing right now. Just wearing a bandage. Not only that, earlier today, you were also wearing clothing. No, could it be? You wanted to date me from the very beginning. Is that true? Yes or no? When we first met Papyrus, did we think, boy, I really want to date that skeleton? Answer the question while I drink. Well, you see, maybe not at the beginning. Yeah. What? Oh no! Did we screw up the date? Despite that, you chose to wear clothing today of all days. Was your interest in me predestined? See, no matter what you say, he's gonna take it as a compliment. No, you're dating power! How it is filling the bar! Don't think you've bested me yet. Oh, the tension, it's all over the map. I, the great Papyrus, have never been beaten at dating, and I never will. It was in the script. I can easily keep up with you. You see, I too can wear clothing. In fact, I always wear my special clothes underneath my regular clothes. Now keep in mind of a 10-year-old. Don't go there. Just in case somebody happens to ask me on a date. Behold! You ready for special clothing? Ta-da! What do you think of it? Secret style. Do you love it or do you hate it? I will give you a minute to absorb the image, to let it wash over you like a cool dude with basketball shoulders, back like Turbo Sport 7. You can't handle my style. You can't handle my style. Email. Well, I love it personally. So I'm going to pick that unless somebody else says different in the next 5 seconds. Because I love it. All right, I love it. No! A genuine compliment! Date power increased. However, you don't truly understand the hidden power of this outfit. Therefore, what you just said is invalid. Oh, our dating power's gone down. This date won't escalate any further. Unless you find my secret. But that won't happen. Alright, let's find his secret. Is it... Is it the shoes? Gotta be the shoes. Human souls are stronger than monster souls, but the souls of our shoes, on the other hand, are about the same. It's true. We do a lot of Homestar quotes. Is it his hands? Holding my hands won't tell you the answer. No! I must resist! Let's just get this out of the way right now. There's no secret to my legs. Just hard work and perseverance. Is it your cool basketball shoulders? I see. I see. You like caressing my biceps with a floating heart. But who doesn't? Is it your cool dude shirt? This shirt didn't really originally say cool, but I improved it. Expert tip. All clothing articles can be improved this way. Confession time. After I played this game the first time, I did take like an old white shirt of mine. It was just like a Hanes t-shirt, and I wrote "cool dude" on it with Sharpie. I think one of my nieces has it at the moment, because I don't know where it went, but I did that at one point. Anyway. My hat! My hat. My hat! Well then, you found my secrets. I suppose I have no choice. It's a present. A present just for you. Should we open it, guys? Are we going to open his present? It came out of his head. It's under his hat. I don't know. Do we dare? Do we dare see what? Do we dare unravel Papyrus's secrets? I'm taking another drink. Here's the thing with the Papyrus voice. It's a little hard on my vocal cords, which is the other reason that I keep taking drinks. Well, if we don't open it, he just opens it anyway, so I guess we'll just open it. Ta-da! It's spaghetti! Do you know what this is? No idea. That's right. You have no idea. I mean, it's clearly spaghetti, but I just want to see what he says. This appears to be spaghetti. This ain't any plain old pasta! This is an artisan's work! Silken spaghetti, finely aged in an oaken cask, then cooked by me, Master Chef Papyrus! Sorry, my chat wasn't scrolling, I just realized. So you'd actually said so. Just open it, please. Human, it's time to end this! There's no way this can go any further. Should we eat his silken spaghetti that's been aged in a cask? Considering his previous spaghetti was frozen to the table. I love it so much. One last drink this date. Actually, there might be more choices. No! You mean you're letting me have it instead? Because you know how much I love pasta. Impossible! Taking my presents and turning it around on me! Ah! So much date power! Next time I go on a date, I'm putting spaghetti under my hat. Human, it's clear now. You're madly in love with me. Everything you do, everything you say, it's all been for my sake. Human, I want you to be happy too. It's time for me to express my feelings. It's time that I told you. I, Papyrus. Boy, is it hot in here? It's just me. Oh, shoot. Human, I'm sorry. I don't like you the way you like me. Romantically, I mean. I mean, I tried very hard to. I thought it's because you flirted with me that I was supposed to go on a date with you. Now, I've had this line as well. Yeah. Then, on the date, feelings would blossom forth. I would be able to match your passion for me. But alas, I, the great Papyrus, have failed. So here's what I love about this. He misinterprets you as wanting to go on a date with him, misconstrues everything that you do, no matter what you do, as loving him, and then he lets you down. I don't know how to feel about this. But he feels just the same as before. And instead, by dating you, I have only drawn you deeper into your intense love for me. A dark prison of passion with no escape. How could I have done this to my dear... I think they have a word for people like this. No! Wait! That's wrong! I can't fail at anything! A narcissist? What's the word you're thinking of? Human! I'll help you through these trying times. I'll keep being your cool friend. And Act like this all never happened. After all, you are very great. It would be tragic to lose your friendship. So he is a narcissist, yes. But a super friendly one. And so this is where I don't quite know how to feel about this aspect of Papyrus, even though he is absolutely wonderful as a video game character. So please don't cry because I won't kiss you. I'll talk about him more in a second. Because I don't even have lips. And hey, someday you'll find someone as great as me. Well, no, that's not true. But I'll help you settle for second best. Anyway, spaghetti basketball arm. Well, okay, and if you ever need to reach me, here's my phone number. You can call me anytime. Platonically. Well, gotta go. And to be fair to Papyrus, if you don't flirt with him in his boss fight, you still go through this, but instead of a date, it's just like hanging out. And a lot of it's very similar, but it's not quite the same. I think it's far funnier if it's a date though. Yeah, so Papyrus, he's a definite narcissist, but he's just so gosh darn friendly. And the fact that he's like, I don't like you that way, but we can still be friends. There's probably a lesson in there somewhere, if you care to dissect it. I am not qualified to do so. But the best thing about Papyrus now is, well, first of all, if you try to call Toriel's phone, there's never an answer, just to get that out of the way. If you call Papyrus, he picks up. Wow, it only took you 4 seconds to call me. You must be very desperate for my help. Well, do not fear, this is Papyrus's Hotful Helpline. Just describe your location, and I will describe some hot tips. So, where are you? You're still in my room. Have you heard of something called a door? Wait, don't worry, I'll draw a diagram for you. And if you call him again... Hold up, I'm still dying. So this is a running gag for the rest of the game. You can always call Papyrus on every single screen. Almost every single screen. He's got some sort of goofy thing to say about it. And you always have to call him twice because he has some dialogue afterwards. That is an incentive for you to go and buy Undertale and see all those, because I'm probably not going to do it through this playthrough because it would take forever. But they are all hilarious because Papyrus is great. I'll do one more time for here. And if you ask me like, hey, you should call Papyrus on this screen, I might. So, you're in my house. Good choice. Oh, I guess it's technically Sans' house too. But I prefer not to discuss his part of it. His room is like another world. A world where they don't know how to vacuum. And people have taken that line and kind of fanficked with it. Because getting in Sans' room is an ordeal. You best staying away from that strange place. You can actually get in Sans' room eventually, but it's an Easter egg, and it is not very easy to pull off, and I don't actually remember how to do it. But it's not at this stage of the game anyway. So anyway, that was the date with Papyrus. I'm actually a little worn out after all that Papyrus talking. So, when I want to bring this back a little bit to kind of the philosophy end of things, because we're about to leave the snowy area, Snowdin, we're about to leave Moscow, and that screen just does that every time you walk through it, but we're not fighting Papyrus this time, so it's just kind of a cool effect.